Hi, grade fours, it's Ms. Purdy. I've been hearing from some of you that the multiplying activity from yesterday was really hard. So what I want to do is kind of go backwards a little bit and go back and review it some more so that we can build up to something like that. Thank you, by the way, to everyone that told me that. That helps me to know what we should be doing. So we're going to go back to some really basic multiplication. Today we're going to look at two strategies for multiplying. One is repeated addition, where you just add numbers over and over, and the other is making equal groups. Okay, so what is multiplication? Multiplication can be repeated addition. And here's an example here. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8. Rather than doing all that adding though, we can also just say 2 times 4 is 8, okay, because there are 4 2's. We could also say 4 times 2 is 8. It doesn't matter, same as adding, it doesn't matter the order of the factors. All right, so here's an example. Here's 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. All right, if you add them up. We could also say 3 times 2 because there's 3 2's. It makes 6. That's just a picture of all 6 together. Okay, so here's a problem. It says Tracy made a cake for 4 of her friends. Each friend had 2 pieces of cake. How many pieces of cake were eaten? All right, so I've already drawn the cakes here so you can see them. There's friend 1 had these 2, friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, friend 4, each had 2, so how many pieces were eaten? Yes, 8. Good job. Okay. This says, can you show me what it would look like if you were to add 4 plus 4 plus 4? So here's what it could look like. 4 plus 4 plus 4. All right. Sometimes though we get tired of adding when there's too many numbers. If we're adding a long row, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, we would want to do it another way. So can you think of another way to show this using multiplication? What do you think your multiplication sentence would be? I've just rearranged them here. It's the same. It's 3 groups of 4, 4 plus 4 plus 4, and I've put them into equal groups because multiplying is also about making equal groups. That's very important. You can't have 4 in this group, 4 in this group, and only 2 in this group. We wouldn't be able to multiply. You have to have equal groups. All right, so was this your answer? Of course it was. 3 groups of 4 is like saying 3 times 4, and it makes 12. Okay, so let's look at some problems. This says, suppose it's your job to make shoes for animals. This should be a really cool job. Figure out an equation for how many shoes you will need to make for each type of animal. So the first one says, how many shoes would you need to make for 5 jumping lemurs? Well, you can see they're jumping, so I'm assuming they're not needing shoes on their front paws. So each lemur would need 2 shoes, right? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Rather than writing out an equation 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, it takes too long to write, I'm going to say how many 2's there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lemurs times, they each need 2 shoes, and that equals 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, what about how many shoes would you need to make for a pack of 7 puppies? Now, on this one, they don't show us the 7 puppies, so we just have to imagine, or we could draw out groups. Well, puppies are going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shoes each. And there are 7 puppies, so we need 7 groups of 4. Okay. Whew. Now, what if you're not very good at counting by 4? This is where you can think about what we learned yesterday. What if we just, I know 7 times 2, right? 7 times 2 is 14. Okay. If I need 7 times 4, though, I need another 7 times 2, because 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay. So then I'm going to add those up, and 7 times 4 is 28. You could also draw out the 7 groups of 4 and then count by 2s if you're not good at counting by 4s. Okay. All right, last example. How many shoes would you need to make for a swarm of 10 bumblebees? How about none, because we don't really want them having shoes. But the bumblebee is an insect, so we know it has 6 legs. So it would need 6 shoes. We have 10 bees. So we need 10 groups of 6 shoes equals, remember it doesn't matter the order, right? So 10 times 6 is the same as 6 times 10, which means counting by 10, 6 times, so you can use your fingers if you need to, or a lot of you know the times 10 rule, which is you just take this 0 and plop it over there. Either way, you would need 60 shoes for the bumblebees. All right. So you're going to have some work to do today on these 2 strategies. It looks like a lot of work because it's, I think, 4 pages long, but there's not a lot of writing for you to do on each page. Okay, it's a lot of pictures. Some of you might think, oh, this looks really easy. It's very simple, but I want us to go back and practice the basics. So I'm just quickly going to show you a little bit of each page. So the first page you have is about animal parts again. All right, they don't give you the pictures of how many insects or animals, sorry. For example, the first one says how many legs are on 7 beetles. So we know it's going to be 7 times, we count the legs, 6 equals, and then you're going to figure that out. If you need to draw it on a scrap paper or do tick marks or whatever strategy works for you, you're going to figure out 7 times 6. Okay. The next page is the repeated addition. So again, it looks very simple, but I just want you to get in the practice of knowing how to write these down. So we've got groups here. We've got 4 in each group, right? So we write 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 16. The other way of saying it would be 4 groups of 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. All right, so that's how you do that page. There's another one very similar. They've given you some to start. Later on in the page, it'll be blanks here. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals. Okay. So if you're good at counting by 3s, you can say 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, and it means the same as 4 times 3 equals 12. All right, so if you're paying attention, I'm giving away the answers to the first questions. Okay, and then there's a picture, it's called picture math. For this one, what I want to point out is follow the example they give you up here. You have 2 lines here. They haven't given you all the blanks and the pluses. They want you to print those underneath. So looking at this one, and it doesn't matter to me if you do the adding or the multiplying first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in each. We've got 4 plus 4. Oops, sorry, you know how this pen works, right? Plus 4. Yeah, I would have to print a bit smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I need one more. Yeah, you guys would not be writing as big. This is just because you know how the pen is with this program. All right, so then I would count up. And oh, I'm not very good at counting by 4s, let's say, so I'm going to count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then I need my multiplication sentence underneath. So I look how many groups were there. There were 5 groups times how many in each group. 4 in each group equals 20. Okay, so that's how you do that page. And I believe that was it. Yes. Okay. So good luck today with that. Like I said, it looks like a lot of pages, but you don't have a lot of writing because they are very simple problems. In fact, it probably took me a lot longer to set up the pages and put in the little boxes for you than it's going to actually take you to complete it. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. Tomorrow we'll look at 2 other simple strategies for multiplying, and hopefully then we can get everybody on the same page where everybody knows what to do. All right, have a good day.